time falls apart because the Thundering Herd swarm Bridgewater. You got to give the secondary coverage on credit on that one, as George Carpenter gets in for his third sack of the season.
Yeah, the first pressure came from the outside. Bridgewater stepped up, but he had a little bit of a happy feet. Watch his feet here. You can see that he never really sets his feet. He's just kind of, he makes the first guy miss, and then Carpenter comes in and makes the tackle.
Tron Martinez, the fake is to him, and that pass is up for grabs and caught. Looks like they're going to give it to the offense. It's a tie, and Booker will make the grab. Boy, some guys today, as a gain of 28 yards, are making plays that they frankly haven't made all year.
No doubt about it. You can see here a good throw, and it's really a simultaneous catch, which, you know, goes to the receiver in that situation. Marshall comes up with the football on a big first down gain. He's thrown to 8 different receivers so far in this game. Cato, the quarterback from Marshall, has.
That's Booker's first catch this year. Well, a first quarter dominated, no other way around it, by the Marshall Thundering Herd. And the two teams will flip sides here, and hopefully for U of L, the next 45 minutes will be better than the first 15. It's Marshall 7, Cards nothing. Bridgewater flushed out, and you see the speed again. And is he hit hard on the far side of the field. Knocked out of bounds by Jeremiah Taylor. Came up from that end position, 6'4" sophomore out of South Point, Ohio.
Man.
Who's an interesting story himself, as he's a 24-year-old sophomore. That was close to being out of bounds. We'll get a look, but I think he was in bounds when he made the hit.
Yeah, he was way in bounds.
Yep.
You can see his body buckle. That was a great play by the defender there.
3 backs in the backfield along with Cato at the quarterback. Under pressure there. And he's got a man open as Dobson is wide open at the 40. And Stephon Robinson is going to haul him down. Gain of 27 yards. Looked like for a moment the Cards' pressure was going to get there.
A total freelance play that time by Cato to make that happen. You can see he wants to throw the ball short. The pressure there and the miss by the linebacker Brown buys some room, and almost invariably when you throw the ball across your body back in the middle of the field, that's usually an interception.
Crowd coming to life here. 3rd and 10. Cards rush 3. Caught for a first down. At the 30-yard line is Booker.
You're only going to rush 3 people. You've got to count on the fact that the coverage is going to be there. And Louisville really not able to mount any pressure. Booker does a good job of getting behind that first wave.
They're in field goal range. They have already missed one on the day, and had that gone in, they would be in a position to tie it with a field goal here. Some pressure now from the Cards defense. Caught at the 18. Bonner shakes his man free and is going to be inside the 5-yard line. Gain of 23 yards. Missed tackle there by the Cards.
Holton was there, does a nice job of breaking down, but doesn't make the play.
It's no surprise both these coaches were on the same staff at Florida that recruited and were part of that national championship team in '06. There's always been that pipeline of Florida talent to Louisville, and Marshall is no stranger to it as well. But you put 2 guys who are on staff at UF, they're really going to load up their roster with guys in the Sunshine State. Well, plenty of sunshine here, and looked like it was going to be plenty more for Andre Booker, as he is stopped for a gain of after 32 yards.
Talked about one of the keys of the game was pressure the quarterback, and again, good time that time for Cato. Found his receiver open and nearly a touchdown. Really lucky that he was able to get pulled down that time by the Louisville defender.
Assume they'll stick with it here, but they'll go 1st and 10 in good field position. Really need to get some points to separate themselves from the visiting Thundering Herd. And Bridgewater is hit hard and knocked out of bounds.
He's taken a couple pretty good shots. He doesn't, he waits till the last minute on this particular play to decide whether or not he wants to keep it. And you can see he's exposed when he gets hit.
3rd and 13 now. They've got to make it to the 39-yard line. Play clock down to 6. Down to 4. And just does get it off, but not in time to do much of anything. And that did not look good for 1 second.
Yeah. This is where you want to be able to run the ball to salt the game away.
Yeah, not going anywhere. Victor Anderson was lit up by Trevor Black.
You know, as an offensive lineman, a former offensive lineman, I could tell you this is where you need to be able to look at the guys along front and say, we need to take control of this game. Not on that play. Good penetration that time by the Marshall defense.
See, we'll go 4 wide. Pressure. And they get to him. Bridgewater sacked.
Marshall came with 6, and Louisville just didn't block it very well. That was a big play there by the Marshall defense to give their team a chance.
Vinnie Curry in on the sack there. 3rd and 9. Need to get to the 29-yard line. Bridgewater trying to avoid some pressure, uses that stiff arm. Tried to go to Bellamy, but was it picked off?
Yes.
It is picked off on the near sideline. Tyson Gale with an absolutely huge interception, and the one thing you couldn't do, the Cards just did.
You know, when you're out there running around like that, sometimes you make big things happen, but sometimes you don't see the whole field very well. That time, he tried to squeeze it in, and Gale just made a great break on the ball, got in front of the receiver, and picked it off. And
Cato's going to throw. Looking, caught. Touchdown. Marshall has the lead. C.J. Crawford. The only player on the Marshall 2-deep offense that's from the state of West Virginia has just given the Thundering Herd the lead.
I thought you were going to say he was the only player in the Marshall 2-deep that hadn't caught the ball yet, because Cato has spread the ball around today.
That one's tipped and intercepted. Omar Brown got it on the deflection. And Marshall with 1:21 is in the driver's seat here.
Louisville does still have their 3 timeouts left. They could get the ball back, but it's not likely that they could come back and win this one at this point unless something dramatic happens for Marshall.
Like you say, they do have all 3 timeouts.
Here's the replay of the interception. There's a little pressure. Maybe a tip at the line of scrimmage was the first tip.
Definitely. It was tipped twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black got it the first time. And then, well, the last win over Marshall for the Cards was 30 years ago, and it'll be more than 30 before they get a chance to celebrate another victory. Doc Holliday's team with a much-needed win, and they have now beaten both teams that participated in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl last year, Southern Miss and U of L, as Marshall stuns Louisville here. The late touchdown, 17-13, and you're right, that missed extra point so crucial. Maybe you don't have to force things on that last drive if you're just trying to get 3.
Yeah, the missed. Well, it was a blocked extra point, actually,
yeah,
but
blocked.
Yeah, that turned out to be a huge play of the game.
Well, the final score here for Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, 17-13. Next up for the Cards, North Carolina on ESPN. The final score, 17-13.